Alright guys, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to another video. I have finally beaten the Dismal Future Edition Red Zone Zamasu mission of using a full superheroes category team. And I have to say, it caused me so much stress. Like, it is not, I'm not joking, it's taken me like 15 to 20 attempts. Like, it's taken me a few days to do this. And it even took me up until my final attempt of today, where I can't show you the team on like the most recent, used team screen thing, like before you hop into the event. But here's the team I used to finally beat it. If this team ends up helping you, if you've been struggling the way I have, don't forget to let me know down in the comments. And even if you didn't use it, let me know what team you used down there. And don't forget to drop a like and subscribe while you're new. All the support is very much appreciated. But yeah, this is the team I used. I decided to go with the formula of the category team I used to beat time travelers. I might as well use it again because I've already beat it once. Now, not having LR Future Gohan on the team is kind of massive because you miss out on his domain, doing extra damage, type advantage, how well he tanks. You do miss him quite a lot on this team, but it can still work without him. And one of the key things is this man right here. Even if yours is at 55%, the amount of damage this man can do alone in the first phase with type advantage, especially if his additional supers are popping, you can get through that phase as quick as possible, which is kind of the key to doing this. It's the goal. I found, even with different team builds, because I did try it with my, I tried kind of a bit more of the kind of Saiyan route or the movie heroes route that is typically on superhero teams, Orange Piccolo, things like that. And as long as this guy is popping off in terms of damage, the best way it would happen would be, or where I'd get incredibly close, is Trunks' additionals keep popping, he does a ton of damage in the beginning, we get out the first phase as quick as possible, and then I either have a Whis ready in the second phase, or the final Whis I use in the last bit of the first phase carries over to the second phase, and I would always get close, or in this case, this time round, actually beat the event. So even though it's a little bit more of a risky approach, running dual LR Carnival Trunks is huge, because then you got a ton of damage hitting Zamasu in the beginning with a type advantage, all the potential additional supers, the damage reduction helps him tank. If you do have dupes in him, or you just bring the friend one, which I kept finding one that was rainbowed, which was a huge help, you're not only potentially getting an extra additional, but you can also crit along the way as well, which gets you out of the AoE phase ASAP, which is incredibly helpful on not taking too much damage. I found a lot of the time, because of the AoEs and things like that, I would go into the next phase after that, even with like the Bulma support memory, with 250, 350k HP, and even if like Vegeta and Trunks got super attacked, they were still taking just a bit too much damage, so I would die. So I think that's the best way to do it, even though it's a little bit more risky. But the main thing is you want to do as much damage as possible, especially early on, to get in and out of this event as quick as possible. Now, if you don't have Carnival LR Trunks, you can run dual LR Vegeta and Trunks and go for the safer route, which shouldn't be too bad. But I definitely feel like damage is the way to go here. Just like before, this guy's going to be building up his defense for 6 turns by 40%. He's also got damage reduction. He's great in the Fizz phase because he has type advantage. He tanks that Zamasu so well once you get there with all that damage reduction and defense. These guys are just there to dodge. Some extra damage against the Fizz phase as well is also nice, but they're just there to dodge. These guys, as I done their showcase yesterday, they are Zamasu's kryptonite because they get pretty much all of their extra attack and defense. They crit Zamasu guaranteed, so they're always actually doing like between a 2 to 4.5 million crit, which means they're actually providing some very good damage. Of course, the entire team is Future Saga, so you're actually having all of their damage reduction at once. They can still take like 100 to 200k on a super, but that's better than the majority of units in this game who aren't like top tier tanky bulky units, best unit in the game kind of branded category. They're incredibly useful. And then the final unit's kind of interchangeable. Now, I stuck with a Future Saga unit to make sure these guys always had their damage reduction at all times, which is why I didn't run like an Orange Piccolo or, units like that. Maybe Year 5 EZA Gogeta Blue. I wanted their damage reduction at all times to make it as safe as possible. Initially, I was running Int Mai. Her support is great, again, especially helping Trunks do some extra damage in the beginning. She can dodge with a 70% chance to dodge, including the full dodge build I have once she super attacks. And while I did get very close with her numerous of times on the team, you just always take a little bit too much damage in the beginning because, you know, she doesn't have a 70% chance while Zamasu's AoEing her because she hasn't supered yet. And relying on the potential system just isn't enough. So while VB, I'm not going to lie, still isn't the best choice, especially mine at 55%, he's still done the job, which was, it's a bit more consistent than Int Mai. But the fact he can have a 70% chance to dodge as long as he's in slot 3 means he could dodge the AoEs, which is great. It allows you to maintain a lot more HP the further you're going into the first phase and going into the second phase, more importantly. And the extra additional supers are always handy, especially if they're critting. And again, if you have dupes in yours or rainbow, that's going to help you out a ton. Mine didn't, unfortunately, or doesn't. But then once you get VB out, of course, that turn he's untouchable. He's doing plethora of super attacks. He can actually contribute a lot more. But this actually took me 3 attempts with VB on the team. And there were times where he didn't dodge the AoEs. He didn't even dodge like basics in the final phase. He can still get you killed. It's just a little bit more consistent than Mai. And clearly this way it ended up working. But if you're struggling on this mission, I think this is probably the best team build you can go for. Is it a little bit more risky? Yes. But dual Carnival LR Trunkses helps you do so much damage in the beginning, so you can avoid the AoEs and hopefully maintain items and get in and out the event as quick as possible. And I think this is probably the best team you could probably use to beat it. And of course, dupes are going to be a massive help with this on any unit you're using. Especially I was noticing that with VB, Vegeta and Trunks, and my 55% Carnival LR Trunks as well. But as I said, if this team was helpful for you, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe if you're new. I'm going to play the rest of the run now. Enjoy the video. Take care. I'll see you in the next one.